Welcome, everybody. Those of you that are tuning in for the very first time. My name is Linda Cormier-Hanser, and I am the co-CEO along with my husband, Alfred Hanser, who is meant to be joining me any minute. He's literally stuck in traffic. So he had a meeting to go to and was supposed to get back over an hour ago and feels terrible, but he'll be popping in, I'm sure, in any minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started to honor everybody's time. For those of you that are just tuning in for the very first time, this is really for you. This is a presentation to share a little bit about GIA Wellness, who we are, what we've been up to for the past 10 years plus. And at some point, I'm going to be going then 15 years plus, because we are, I think, closer to 12 years now. It's hard to keep track. 2020 was kind of a blur. It's hard to imagine we're in almost July of 2021. But for those of you that are joining, I'm going to dive right in. GIA Wellness is our company, and we are devoted to your wellness being made better. It wasn't that long ago that I found myself raising two daughters and recognizing that you cannot give what you don't have, and really being passionate about not just health and wellness from a physical perspective, but also from a personal perspective, an emotional perspective, financial perspective, spiritual perspective. Like literally the word wellness encompasses so many things. And so as a company, we're just really devoted to bringing these fundamentals of wellness to you so that every single area of your life can be made better. We have three categories of core wellness foundational products. This is like just the bare minimum of health and wellness: hydration, energy, and nourishment. And I'm just going to share really quick that, it wasn't that long ago that if we were to go to a doctor or even a natural healthcare practitioner, they would tell us, make sure that you're drinking a lot of water, make sure that you're moving and exercising, try and reduce your stress, and eat healthy. Those are the pieces of the puzzle. And my personal belief is that those pieces of the puzzle are a little bit more nuanced than that, because drinking water is great advice, but not all water is created equal. Not all water hydrates you the same way. Moving and reducing stress and the things physically that we're supposed to do, that's great. But if we are going to a gym or we're using an iPad to follow along on some app so that we're moving our body, but that iPad is emitting a negative energetic frequency that's impacting our health and well-being, then it's a little counterintuitive, because on the one hand, we're trying to move our body and we're trying to incorporate stress reduction, and the very device that we're using for that is exacerbating the stress that we already have. And then the same thing with nourishment. Eating healthy, it's not the same anymore of just, grabbing a piece of fruit even off of a tree, because the environmental pollutants and the environmental toxins actually reduce the absorption rate and the nutrient balance, the nutrient efficacy of even natural foods. So our technologies that are proprietary and unique to GIA really enhance these fundamentals that we've all heard about, and that's hydration, energy, and nourishment. So water is the most critical nutrient to human life. I was really surprised when I first saw this diagram, and I absolutely love it, because it really just kind of points out some of the key organs and systems of the human body, and how important and how much water is actually what makes up the brain, the kidneys, the eyes. I know for me personally, being on the computer so much more this last year, I found myself sometimes with my eyes being red or dry, and recognizing that our eyes are 95% water, and simply increasing the hydration of our eyes is going to make them less dry, less red, and fully optimized fully. Same thing with our brain. In a nutshell, one of the reasons that I can say that not all water is created equal is because regular water is a little bit chaotic. When we drink it, we wouldn't know that because it's invisible to the naked eye. But when we drink regular water, it is somewhat chaotic. Eye water is transformed simply with a push of a button in 30 minutes with a device that we have that's patented and proven, and it alters the structure of that water into a single file line. And the most important thing about this image is to know that Nobel Prize winning research has taught us unequivocally that in order for water to get into the cell, it must be in a single file. Now, you may wonder, well, how is it possible that people are not just dropping down fainting? Because if it needs to be in a single file and clearly there's people that are drinking water that's not in a single file, how does that work? Well, the truth is that the body does this conversion naturally. The body takes chaotically structured water, and through a process of energy and our physiology, it transforms that water. However, what happens as we age, from as young as the age of 15, 16 years old, some of those physiological processes slow down, and our body requires more energy to make that happen. And so at the end of the day, we may be drinking water, but it's not actually being absorbed and used in the cell, and it's just being eliminated. And when we're buying water, it's awfully expensive and not highly functioning. It's not being absorbed. So our water has a patented technology that actually transmits an energetic frequency into the water, and it alters that structure. So when you see someone, this is a blood microscopy image. Before drinking any water, you will see that the blood is kind of coagulated. You see that it is clumpy. Once somebody drinks regular water, just filtered water, you can see that the blood starts breaking up just a little bit. And so the person who's examining the blood can actually see a little bit better. This is the same image or the same blood of somebody who drank eye water and after 15 minutes took a blood sample. The difference is dramatic between this blood that is coagulated. It's called the Rouleau effect, and it actually clumps up, and it is not fluid. It's not easily read, and it is not healthy for the human body. And this is blood microscopy after somebody gives blood who has had eye water 15 minutes after drinking. That is the difference, what's happening on the inside of our body. So the benefit breakdown, what does that mean? You look at these images and you're like, okay, so that's great. If I drink eye water, my blood seems looser. What does that mean? Well, it means that your cell is absorbing 3 times more than regular water. The easiest way to give this analogy is we've all had those bottles of water, those plastic bottles of water that we buy and we think, oh my gosh, I shouldn't buy this because I want to help the environment, and this, I shouldn't buy this plastic. But one of those 8-ounce bottles or 16-ounce bottles of water that we have all had, if you drink eye water, it's similar to drinking 3 of those bottles instead of 1. And I don't know a human being on the planet who wouldn't want to increase their water consumption, but most importantly, their water absorption, so it increases their hydration. Because of the way the water gets transferred into the cell, because it gets absorbed into the cell, it actually has antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral properties. The easiest way to describe how this happens is simply because there's so much water in the cell, it inhibits cell or bacteria, fungal, and viral replication. It inhibits the replication of it, and therefore it makes it antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. One thing you'll see from anybody who's been a part of the company for a while is if they have eye water, they carry it around in little spray bottles. If anybody has a little scrape, they would spray eye water. If they have blemishes, they spray eye water. If they have sushi, they spray eye water. If they have vegetables that they want to maintain for longer, they spray eye water. Just because we think of water as being the primary source of hydration, there are so many other uses for this, not to mention the anti-aging properties. The other thing that happens when you drink eye water is it actually supports a balanced pH in the gut. There are devices and products and things that you can buy that alter the pH of water before you consume it. In our case, what we know, and science supports this, and we have studies that show this, is when you drink eye water, when you drink water that actually gets into the cell, you're able to break down and reduce acid. And so that's how it balances the pH. Think of water that's actually getting into the cell and it's bringing in nutrients because it is the most incredible solvent. It brings nutrients into the cell, which also allows that cell to gently detoxify and press out the toxins, the acid and the excess that doesn't want to be in there, doesn't need to be in there, and inhibits our health and wellness. And so finally, one of the benefits is that it supports a healthy microbiome, which we know contributes to reduced inflammation. We're going to dive into the energy category right now. When we look at the energy category, again, referencing back to what healthcare practitioners and doctors have always told us, reduce your stress, eat right, drink water. Reducing stress maybe was easier 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago when we were not exposed to a tremendous toxin that has really been categorized as one of the culprits of disease in the 21st century, and that is electromagnetic radiation. For those people who aren't familiar, there's two different types. There's electromagnetic radiation. Those come from handheld devices, anything that's information carrying, like a cell phone, an iPad, a laptop. These are devices that carry information. The other type of electromagnetic frequencies come from things that we may be familiar with, like a blow dryer, a refrigerator, anything that has electricity. And you may have heard the term dirty electricity. A blow dryer, for example, carries a lot of electromagnetic frequencies. They are very, very hard on the human body. So when we look at the energy category, we feel exceedingly fortunate to be able to bring to the world a patented technology that helps offset the negative impact of electromagnetic radiation. It's a very important category for us because we have products to help offset the electromagnetic radiation and the stress that's associated with it. These are some of the many devices we're all familiar with. So our products, you'll see here just a very small sampling of them. This is a home harmonizer. This is something that you plug into your wall and it emits an energetic resonance technology that the body really responds well to. Our furry friends love this technology as well. And we find cats and dogs and all sorts of animals who have experienced the benefit of ERT, energy resonance technology. These two represent pendants. I have the heart pendant that I wear every single day. This is a body-worn application that helps us as individuals offset that stress by increasing our resilience and fortitude. Doesn't take the stress away, but it helps us deal with it. These two little devices that you see right here are specific to be applied onto your cell phone, your laptops, and we have another thing called a universal guard for routers. And these do have the capacity to really mitigate radiation. It really does help minimize radiation absorption. I'm going to move on quickly to our final category, that is energized nourishment. One of the things we like to say is a nutrient is only as good as your body's ability to absorb it. When we think about essential nutrients we're putting into our body, it's essential that those nutrients are actually formulated to be absorbed at a cellular level. Many years ago, before I was involved with natural and holistic healthcare, I did work in the pharmaceutical industry. And one of the things I learned right out the gate is just when you take medicine and it says, take it with food or take it without food, the reason those instructions are there is to maximize absorption and utilization. If the body doesn't absorb medicine and use it, then it doesn't matter if you're taking the medicine or not. And the same thing holds true with natural ingredients. The vitamins that our body needs, if the body isn't able to use the vitamin C, if it's not bioavailable, if it's not getting into the cell, then it's just a waste to even take it. So we experience the products, we use the products, we share them with other people. And what happens, and this is just one of the ways people share, they'll make eye water and share it with other people to experience. We'll have Zoom calls. We have in-home meetings and gatherings. Just this last weekend, we had some of our consultants who are at booths now, that there's events that are opening up and going and sharing at different locations. And we use Instagram, Facebook. As a company, we provide a lot of assets and share them on a weekly basis so that people can put them on their Facebook page, put them on their Instagram stories to incorporate into their life and let the world see that part of their life includes using these resources through GIA Wellness. When you share these products and you're intent on making a difference for other people, you can earn a very, very lucrative income. These are just the faces of a few of our consultants. Tracy Hillis, who I referenced earlier, who's a senior director and consistently qualifies, earning checks every single week, retail checks, quick start bonus checks, monthly commission checks, and Bill Belane out of Arizona, both from different states, both very busy. Tracy is a mom, a grandmother, a daughter, a friend, and runs multiple businesses with her husband, and has enjoyed the benefit of GIA Wellness being a residual income for her. Bilby also works full-time and is super active and finds the time by sharing these products with other people to earn an income that helps offset his monthly expenses. If you do this consistently, you have the opportunity to get your car paid for. You see here is that Sue, there's Tracy, there's my friend John Williams, Dave Stapp, Tracy Campers, Sue Kronberg. Are you guys on here? I can't see anything without my glasses. I can put them on, but I can't see all these faces. These are all people who have simply shared GIA with an open heart to as many people as possible over the course of years, consistently building an income by making a difference in the lives of other people. And when you personally experience good health, happiness, and prosperity, you have the opportunity to live your best life every day. And that's really all I've ever wanted. Here's some more of the friends. This is Kathleen Keneally and Valerie from Texas. There's Sue and Don, there's Laura, and I'm so happy to see some of these faces and to know that these people are my friends. And my genuine joy is that every single day there's people that join GIA. And one of my favorite things to do is to get a chance to meet them. We are large enough of a country. We're large enough as a company that we have the benefit of distributing these products in the United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, even in the UK. And yet at the same time, we are always going to be put our people first. So it doesn't matter how large we are. It doesn't matter how many thousands more people join us. I know for me personally, one of my greatest joys is to be on the front line. I don't want to use that anymore because frontline is really reserved for people who are putting themselves in danger. But I really, really love being on the phone, getting a chance to meet new people. I met a new excited consultant today, Laura from Tennessee, who joined our company, and she has a nursing background, and she discovered GIA just at the right time, and she's so excited. And for me, it's really honoring our community and the fact that you're doing exactly what I've tried to teach for so many years, and that's opening your mouth and your heart at the same time to make sure that people know that there are answers. There's problems in the world, but there's a solution to every problem. And our goal is to make sure that people can live a life fully, and that they have choices in their life, that they have the ability to do things, to live with more energy and give more and do more good that they want to do in life, laugh more. And it's my belief and my experience that when people use these products and they participate in our community and share these products with other people, that they really do live a full, happy life and want to share it with as many people as possible. So if you're new and watching this for the first time, I'm so grateful that you spent this time with me. I'm sorry for those of you that may have been expecting my husband. I expected him to walk in the door any minute and do this with me. He felt terrible. He was at a meeting and got stuck in traffic, and I haven't looked at my phone to see where he is, but I appreciate you guys that stayed with me, and I hope to see you all part of the GIA family and the GIA community. And I just believe we're a force for good, and we need many voices to continue the work that we're doing and helping people live full lives that are healthy, happy, and prosperous. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate you.